What is up, guys? So today Colin and I are going to be bringing my block to the machine shop, and we're also going to be going to Logan Steel to bring my subframe there to get sandblasted and powder coated. So we're going to load everything up and I'll update you guys on the way. So we are back from our trip. We went to the machine shop. They took the LS, the crank, the cam bearings, and the main caps. That total is going to be about $300. I thought it was going to be more than that, but it turns out it's just about that. So then we went to Logan Steel and they ended up taking my subframe. We're just going to get it sandblasted. So now Colin and I are going to try to work on the floorboard a little bit. It's kind of cold. We got the heater going, but we got this sheet of metal and we're going to cut out this piece right here, bring it over to this piece, mock it up, and try to get it to the exact fit. So Colin is going to head out right now. We managed to take a couple pieces off of where the frame rail is. So we have the piece cut out and we're gonna fill all of this in with this piece right here. It fits up pretty nice, and then we're gonna chop around it so we can fit it to size. What is going on, guys? So it's been a few days, but we just got back from Logan Steel and we picked up my subframe that I dropped off, and they did a fantastic job. I will put their Instagram name in the description, so go give them a follow. And then Colin and I also picked up a piece of metal for his front bumper, so we'll be doing that in the next week or two or whenever. It's a bit cold outside, but once it starts warming up, we'll start doing a lot more work. Therefore, there will be a lot more content. So I'm kind of all over the place with this video, but today we're going to be putting in the fuel pump. I have it all assembled. It is a Walbro 450, like I said in Colin's Jeep video, and we're going to be putting that in today, so be prepared to that. On the S14s, there are straps that hold in the gas tank that sits underneath the rear seats. So the previous owner of this car, when he was parting it out before I picked it up, he cut the straps on the gas tank, and that's how he took out the gas tank and then sold it. So we're going to have to recreate the new straps that hold in the gas tank, and then we'll be able to put it in. I don't know if we're going to get to that today, but we're going to try. Colin will be coming over on Thursday, and we're going to be actually welding in the floorboard for the car. So that will be complete, and then we'll continue to assemble the entire car again. Here's what the new fuel pump looks like. I used the factory sock, the Walbro 450, the connectors, and the wiring was a bit too long, so I just looped it, zip tied it to the top of that, and we're gonna put it in now. So I got the fuel pump in. We got this little cap thing back on. I did mark it with like this white paint stuff. It had already been marked before. I don't know if that's by factory, but it was marked right here and right here, and then there's a little arrow right here that points to everything lining up. So now all we need to do is get new fuel lines and connect them when the gas tank is in the car. So I ended up taking those gas tank straps out. They bolted up to right here. I did end up spray painting around where the subframe bolts in, just because it is getting a little rusty. So I sanded it down. I threw a quick layer of paint on. I'm going to do that for all four right there. But here's the gas tank strap. It did get cut, unfortunately, but I'll be able to get a good measurement of it, and we'll be able to create a new strap for the gas tank. Well, I ended up getting the straps that were in front of the gas tank out, but in the meantime, when I was under the car, I spray painted around all four of the subframe mounts, a little bit in between. We got that one over there and that one. I did manage to find more rust under the car, and that would be right there. It's not a lot, but it's a lot better than the other car, which is a huge plus. The other car had so much rot, and where the subframe bolts in, it was actually rotted around, like there was actual holes in the rear frame rail portion. So that's why I spray painted around the mounting points for the subframe. After I cut those straps out, we'll be able to mock them up, put them in, and then we'll be able to put the gas tank in, bolt it up. Then we'll be able to put the solid subframe bushings in the subframe, and then we can put the subframe in the car. So I'm excited for that. So it is the next day once again. I have my subframe laid out right here, and I have the ISR solid subframe bushings, so I'm going to pop those in right now. So I ended up getting the subframe bushings on the top portion. The bottom portion didn't fit quite well, so I put them in the freezer to shrink a little bit, and then we'll be able to hammer them in. With this, I ended up cutting out 2 pieces for the straps. I didn't really cut them straight, but they're basically 1 inch wide. I have to deburr these, make them look good, and we'll be able to fit them into place. So I ended up deburring both straps, and then I ended up bending the tips of it to match up to these pieces. So I ended up getting the bottom portion of the subframe bushings in. It was a little bit of a pain in the ass because they wouldn't go in. But we have Maddie over here, and she's going to be sanding the engine bay and prep for paint. Come on.
You didn't catch that, did you?
Do it again then.
No, because the song has to be reset. It's a lot of power, by the way. Can I do this?
Yeah. So Colin just showed up. We have the ground ready, the plate ready, and we're going to start welding it in now. And while that's going to be going on, Maddie is going to be sanding the engine bay, hopefully, and then I should be completing the straps for the gas tank. So what I'm going to do is cut right here, get it so it's basically bare metal, and then instead of me recreating this loop, we're going to cut this in half and weld it to the strips I had already cut. So it's the next day once again. Colin and I are going to be doing the floorboard today, and we did make a huge run to Harbor Freight. I picked up a new creeper because this one is a piece of shit and it's like 30 years old. So then we went and got a face shield, the blowgun for air and whatnot, a filter for the moisture, we got heat shrink, zip ties because you always need those. I got this light for free, a new headlamp, and then we got this light right here. We have it set up. It's actually super bright. More cutoff wheels, trash bags, picks, more heat shrink, more sanding discs for the palm sander, airbrush cleaning brushes for the paint gun when we respray the car. So we made a huge purchase, and now we're going to be doing the floorboard. So we got the metal straps from the car that were cut. I sanded them down so they're bare metal, and we're going to be using those. Colin ended up finishing the floorboard. It's entirely welded in, and it looks pretty good. So now we're going to put the gas tank in the car and mock up the straps to fit. So we have the gas tank underneath the car, and we just mocked up the new straps. Colin's welding the two together. So Colin left a little bit ago, but we managed to get the gas tank in, and we got one strap basically mounted up just for a little mock-up. This isn't the finished product because there is a little bit of slack in that strap, so I'm going to take off some of the straps so it can be welded up. So we're kind of at a standstill right now waiting for Colin. We got Matt over here chipping away at the sound deadening, and we got Maddie just sanding away at the engine bay. What?
Say hi for the camera.
We are out here in the garage for the last time. We're gonna put the straps in. Colin's welding them up right now, and then we'll be putting the gas tank in. And then Colin's gonna actually start working on the strut tower and stitch welding that since we have it all sanded and prepped for him. We got rid of all the seam sealer. Colin got this side of the strut tower finished. He did down there on the frame rail, did over here and around the strut tower on the top a little bit. I had him do thick beads just so we can grind them down instead of on the last car where it was just like dots. I had him do 1/2-inch beads. So we got the gas tank fully in. I'm so happy. All we have to do now is do the fuel lines, which I'll probably buy down the road a little bit. And then I have to find an open diff for the subframe, and then we'll put the subframe in next. So if you guys like this content, let me know, comment down below. Also give me a like and subscribe so you can see more, and I will see you guys soon. Later.